Good evening, all the joinees. Hi, this is Ansu. I welcome you all to the webinar conducted by Engine Markets. By the time the others join in, let's have a look at today's webinar topic. So, today, our major topic will be how you can compare mutual fund schemes with each other, and for that matter, with the benchmark as well as the category average. So, firstly, we'll try to understand how you can load a specific category. There are three ways to load categories and shortlist them basis the filter parameters available. We will be making use majorly of the query tab. Following that, we will be taking the schemes to the compare section for the purpose of comparing them with the benchmark and the category average. Following that, we will be looking upon the risk and returns scatter plot, wherein on the x-axis, we will be considering annualized risk, for which we take into consideration standard deviation, and on the y-axis, we will be considering annualized return. Now, basis the schemes, risk and returns, we will end up seeing how do they get plotted onto the scatter plot. And then we will be looking upon the rolling analysis, which lets us know the consistency of the schemes, followed by the drawdown analysis, which lets us see how quickly the fund is recovering from any loss that had happened in the past. And finally, the quorum would be open for a Q&A session. You could either unmute yourself or type down your topic related questions in the chat box. So let us begin. So this is our landing page on Engine Markets, which is the Markets tab. Now for our topic related webinar, we will be majorly focusing on the Funds tab and the Compare tab. Now, before deep diving into the topic, I will let you know how you can load a specific SEBI category. There are in total three ways of loading a SEBI category, be it the funds or the compare section collectively. So, starting off with the compare section, right here, in order to load an entire SEBI category, you can come to this section called as Add Groups. In this section, you end up to see a specific search bar option called as Add SEBI category. Right here, you will be having an option to search for the fund from a respective category. For example, let's say I want to see all the funds under FMCG category. You simply click on it. All the schemes under that category will now come to your screen. So this happens to be the first way as to how you can load a SEBI category. Now, in order to identify the second way, I will be moving towards this fund section. Now, in this fund section, there are two tabs that can help us to load specific SEBI categories. First is the screener tab, and second is the query tab. Now, talking about this screener, this section will enable you to not only just select funds from a single category, but also will give you certain filters which could be input so that your list of funds can get shortlisted. Now, how do you go about it will be the first filter that you come across will be this filter categories, which once clicked will give you four buckets, which are the asset classes that is equity, debt, hybrid, and others. And their respective SEBI classifications is what you see onto your screen. Now, at the same time, you will anytime be having an option to select multiple categories. All you need to do will be click on the checkbox that you see. And once you click on this cross button, you will end up seeing funds from the two categories that I just selected. Let's say for now, I just select one category out of this, which is mid cap, and the entire universe of mid cap funds, which is 31 funds, will come onto your screen. So this is how you select a specific SEBI category. Now, in terms of applying filters, first is something called as filter AMC. Let's say you do not want to see all the mid cap funds which are across the AMCs. You have specific AMCs in your mind. All you need to do is select your respective AMC, and then the funds pertaining to only those AMCs will show up onto your screen. So as of now, I'm just taking up all the AMCs. I'm not taking any specific AMC. So I haven't reduced my list at the moment. Post that, there are certain basic filters that could be used onto your end as well. The first one being minimum AUM, which says that you want only those funds whose AUM happens to be a specific rupees, a specific amount and above. Following that is minimum age, which says you do not wish to see, let's say, younger fund. You can make use of this minimum age parameter. Following that, we also have filter basis minimum returns. Different time period, minimum returns could also be used as a filter. And then you can also use a filter of minimum Sharpe ratio. So let's say I quickly create a filter right here. I'll input AUM to be 3000, minimum age to be 5, and let's say a minimum 5-year return to be 20% and above. And any data that you input in this section, apply filter section, you need to make sure that you click on apply so that it can take into effect. So my prompt to the system was to show me only such mid cap funds whose AUM was 3000 crore and above, and the funds have been in the market for at least 5 years. And each of these funds 5-year return should be 20% and above. So you can see from an entire universe of mid cap, which was 31 schemes, we have now come down to just 18 schemes, which are meeting each of these three parameters that we have input. Once, let's say, your list of schemes have gotten shortlisted, in order to analyze them further, or rather compare them with the benchmark or category average, you will be required to move it to the compare section. Specifically, why? Because the purpose of the screener and the query section in the funds tab is pertaining to filtering your list. In detail, research and analysis on fund level will anytime happen in the compare tab. Now, for that, how do you move this data to the compare section is just by a single click called as add top 50 to compare if you want to move the entire list. If, let's say, out of this list, you want to move just 2 or 3, all you need to do is individually click on this compare icon. Once that is done, if you just go to this compare section, you can see that these were the 3 mid-cap schemes that I added individually from this fund section. So this is the second way as to how you can shortlist or look for a specific SEBI category of your choice. Now, the last way happens to be this query tab. So the query is mentioned to be a robust or an advanced version of the screener, specifically because there are multiple filters that could be used to filter out your list of funds. So you can see that we have certain basic filters. In addition to that, we also have certain return related filters, risk related filters, holding related filters, and as well calendar yearly returns filters. Now, let's say I quickly try to create a query for this. And while creating this query, I will be, let's say, making a query of small cap funds. Now, how do you go about it will be clicking on this drop down. Small cap happens to be a SEBI category. I will select this option called as SEBI category. And out of the list of SEBI category, I will be selecting small cap from here. Once it has come up, all you need to do is click on add condition. So it says that there happens to be 31 small cap funds which are currently trading in the market. Post that, let's say I input an AUM range, which is ranging from 5,000 to, let's say, a 70,000. Now, this feature, which is to say that a range, a from to range, this was something which was not available in the screener. In the screener, you had the option to just input a minimum range. The maximum range you were not able to cap. And that has been resolved in the query section, which enables you to input a range. And let's say I input a final condition of 3 years return, which is ranging from a 15 to, let's say, a 35. And I click on add condition. So let's say these are the in total 3 conditions that I have input. And now you can see I have got it a short list of 15 funds only. So from 31, we are now come down to 15. So the other 15 or 16 odd funds have rather gotten shortlisted, which are not meeting this filter parameters of AUM and this 3-year return specifically. Once all the conditions that you want to be a part of your query has been input, all you need to do is click on show the number of funds. Once you do that, onto your right hand side, you get to see the list of funds that have gotten shortlisted. Following that, you are able to see only two columns specifically, that is the AUM and 3-year return, and there is no other column that is coming up. Now, the reason is because these were the only two conditions that we had input of AUM and 3-year return. Now, the columns that you see specifically in the query tab will be respective to the conditions that you have input. If you add in more conditions, your columns keep on increasing accordingly. Now, once, let's say this is a list of funds that is shortlisted on your end, there are two things that you can do out of it. First, either you can download an Excel of this data. This will anytime come up in an Excel. If not, you can anytime click on this compare icon to move this data to the compare section for further analysis. Just a single click and my list of 15 funds have moved to the compare section. Now, once my funds have come to this compare section, before comparing them with each other, I would also want to compare it with the benchmark as well as category average. And in order to do that, we have a feature called as add other items. So from this section called as search benchmarks, since these are flexi cap, I'll be adding in Nifty small cap 250 as the benchmark and the category average as well, that is small cap. So you can see both the benchmark as well as the category average has gotten added in, and they are being highlighted in a different color, which is blue, so that it could be differentiated with that of the schemes that has been added in. Now, firstly, there are few tabs, or for that matter, few columns that you see in this main list, which is to say CAGR, standard deviation, Sharpe, Sortino, and VAR. Each of these 5 columns that you see for any of these schemes will be since their inception. For example, a standard deviation of 18.05 for quant small cap happens to be the fund's standard deviation, or for that matter, the risk, since its inception of 28.9 years. However, let's say you want to view these data for a specific time period only, you have an option to input a start date, and that is available right here next to the returns column. You can see a settings wheel icon, which once clicked will give you an option to input a start date of your choice. So let's say I take in a start date of maybe 23rd November 2020 and I click on go. Now, this data that you see, for example, the standard deviation has now changed. It has now come to 19.21, which is respective for the approx 5-year time period that we have input basis the start date that you put in into this returns column section. Now, this green color coded section that you see will show you returns related data. Right here, you could see returns less than a year as well as more than a year. In addition to that, you end up seeing parameters such as Sharpe ratio, which is the risk adjusted return. If you click on any of these column headings, your data can get arranged either in the ascending or in the descending order. Now, if I sorted basis Sharpe ratio, the risk adjusted return, we see that Nippon small cap happens to have the best Sharpe ratio, followed by Invesco and Quant small cap. However, these are the few schemes, these are the 6 or 7 odd schemes that have outperformed not just the category average, but also the benchmark. And however, if we see, there happens to be this just single scheme, which is Aditya Birla Small Cap, which has indeed underperformed in consideration to not just the category average, but also the benchmark, which is Nifty Small Cap 250. Now, if we try to consider its volatility, the risk taking capacity of each of these funds, highest risk has been taken up by quant small cap, which is indeed higher than that of the benchmark. So Nifty small cap 250 has a volatility of 18.2. However, the fund happens to have a volatility of 19.2. And this risk that it has undertaken is any time compensated by the returns that has been generated. So you could see a risk of 19% is coming up with a CAGR return of 32%, which is again higher than that of the benchmark. So higher is the risk, higher is the return that is generated by this scheme. Following this, if we move further towards the right using this smaller scroller, you will come up towards this pink color coded columns, which you can see is currently blank. Now, in order to activate them, you will be required to select this checkbox called as relative returns. Once you do that, the data comes up. However, the benchmark by default selected will be Nifty 50. You will be having an option to edit this benchmark as per your requirement. So since we are looking upon a list of small cap, I will be adding in the small cap 250 as the benchmark. Post that, we'll also try to make sure that the start date for this pink color coded column exactly matches the start date that we are looking for the returns column, which is the green color coded column, so that you can have a fair apples to apples comparison. So here we had considered 23rd November 2020, and the same data I will be taking into this section as well, 23rd November 2020. Now, the time period over which we are viewing this data is comparable. Now, relative return specifically shows you parameters such as cumulative excess, that is the excess return generated by the fund over and above that of the benchmark. So, we had seen that quant was the one which was able to beat the benchmark. Hence, in terms of cumulative excess, quant happens to stand at the top with an excess return of 91.8% over the benchmark. Following that, beta as a parameter tells us how riskier the fund is when compared to that of the benchmark. So the beta of a benchmark with itself will always be 1, and a beta lesser than 1 tells us the scheme is less riskier, and a beta higher than 1 will tell us that the scheme is riskier than that of the benchmark. Now, looking at these lists, we see that all these schemes have a beta which is lower than that of the benchmark. Following that, if we come towards this blue color coded columns, this will specifically let you know the portfolio split of each of these schemes. Majorly, it will tell you the equity and the debt split if there are any. In addition to that, you get to see the portfolio, that is the large, mid, and small cap split of each of these schemes in terms of its allocation. Post the main list, we will be moving towards the rolling tab. So, rolling typically tells us how consistently the funds are able to generate return. Here, you could see rolling window, which is mentioned as 260. So, on our platform, 260 is equivalent to 1 year. We specifically consider only the working or only the trading days. Hence, 260 is equivalent to a year. You will anytime have an option to edit the rolling window. All you need to do will be either put in multiples of 260 if you want to edit it on an yearly basis, or multiples of 21 if you want to edit it on a monthly basis, as we consider that in a month there are 21 working days. Following that, the start as well as the end date could be edited onto your side too. Now, how do you read this data? For example, this average column. If we try to understand it for quant small cap, which says that the average rolling is to an extent of 35.51%. So it says that if you had held quant small cap for any 1 year, which is the rolling window, from this start date of 25th Feb 2020 till this end date of 20th November 2025, you would have had an average rolling to an extent of 35.5%. Now, specifically speaking, how did we arrive at this average rolling return? For that, you can anytime come onto this line chart that you see towards the right hand side. So, onto this line chart, you will end up seeing that we calculate the daily rolling returns. That is, for every 260 data points, you will be able to see a rolling return. For example, if I keep my cursor onto this point, you can see it says quant small cap, 7th May 2021, and it says 112.32, which is to say that if you would have held into this fund exactly 260 days prior to 7th May 2021, you would be having a rolling return of 112.3%. Now, as I mentioned, we consider the daily rollings for every 260 data points. And once we take an average of this data set that you see onto this line chart, we arrive at this average rolling return. Following that, you can see something mentioned as VOL, which stands for volatility. So this tells us how volatile are these rolling returns. Following, as the name suggests, you can see high and low, which says the highest rolling return that was generated by the schemes and the lowest rolling returns that was generated by the schemes in the time horizon that has been input. And then you can see something called as range, which lets us know the swing or the uncertainty between the high and the low. That is to say that it says that Kotak small cap, for example, can go as high as 89%, but it can also go as low as negative 12% as well. Now, how did we arrive at this range? Is we just add the high with low, just ignoring the minus sign. We arrive at this range, which tells us the swing or the uncertainty. And then the last column, which tells us the positive percentage. That is to say, it says what percent of times the schemes have generated only positive return. So currently, if at all we see, almost all of them have a positive percentage of 100 and below. The maximum happens to be to an extent of 97%, which says that yes, there has been instance wherein the schemes have indeed generated negative return. Now, the moment I change this rolling window to a 2 year holding period, I'll just do it as a 2 year or let's say a 3 year holding period for that matter. You change the rolling window, you click on run. Now, right here, you can see the positive percentage almost for all the schemes have come up to be 100. The reason being, none of these schemes have generated a negative lower return, which of course stands correct for MFs as well, which says that the more you stay invested into these schemes, the longer you stay invested, your chances of generating a lower or for that matter a negative return reduces or negates specifically. Following that, if you scroll towards the bottom, you will come across this rolling return distribution tab. So here you see there are 5 buckets in total, each of which is editable. Now, these are the return ranges that you can also edit onto your side. For example, let's say you want to see in this time horizon, or rather in this rolling window of 720, what percent of times did the schemes generate return between maybe let's say a 20 to a 25%. So these are the preset buckets that you can see onto your end. You will anytime have an option to edit or input your return ranges as well. So you see, I have input a return range of 20 to 30% right here. If I simply try to scroll and try to identify which scheme was the one which had the highest probability to generate return, in this return range, it was Invesco Small Cap. So 86% of times, Invesco Small Cap has generated returns between a 20 to a 30 percentage. So in a similar way, each of these buckets are editable. You can input your respective return ranges as well. And this rolling return distribution will anytime pick up the return range, or for that matter, the rolling window, basis what you have set into this section called as rolling window. Following that, we move towards the next tab, which is called as drawdowns. So drawdowns lets us see how quickly a respective fund is recovering from any loss that has happened in the past. So let's say right here as well, I'll input the same start date of November 23rd, and we'll try to see which scheme has indeed recovered from that loss. So let's say we try to read the data for quant small cap. In order to read it in detail, you can anytime click on this graph icon. At a gist, we show you top 5 losses onto this screen. And the data that we show firstly is the size, which tells you what is the magnitude of loss that was experienced by the schemes. Following that, you can come across something called as length, which says what number of days the loss existed or continued, and recovery, which says how many days did it took for the fund to bounce back from that loss. Now, to view this in detail, you can click on this graph. So, talking about quant small cap, the explanation is that the loss, which was to an extent of 25.6%, which had the NAV of 143.9, this started falling and it reached a level of 106.9. Now, the duration of this loss was 17th Jan 2022 till 20th June 2022, which is equivalent to a total of 110 days, working days of loss of NAV fall. And post our end date of 20 June, it took a total of 120 working days for this fund to recover. That is 120 days it took for the fund to cross this start NAV of 143.9. And the recovery happened on 5th December 2020. Now, onto this line chart as well, you will be able to locate these positions too, wherein the white region will show you the recovery phase and the gray region will show you the drawdown phase. Now, if I try and locate this 5th December 2022, I will be zooming in this space specifically. Right here. So right here, you can see as on 5th December 2022, the NAV was 144.85, which is indeed higher than our start price or rather start NAV. Hence, this date was considered to be the recovery date. Now, in any case wherein the recovery has not yet completed or not yet happened, we mention it as 65% recovered or whatever percent of recovery has happened. We will mention that, and we will also say that the loss is still ongoing. So, right here, we will be showing you the top 5 drawdown and recovery analysis specifically. Following that, you can come across this risk versus return scatter plot. Here as well, you have an option to input the dates of your choice. Following that, looking upon the x-axis, we consider annualized return. That is, we take into consideration standard deviation. And on the y-axis, we considered annualized return. Now, basis a time period that you set in, you will be having an option to change as well the time period. So again, here as well, let me take November 2020, 2020, and I click on go. So approx a 5-year time period is what I have taken in. Now the schemes specifically get plotted basis its risk and returns as a parameter. So on the top left, we have low risk, high return. On the left bottom, we have low risk, low return. On top right, we have high risk, high return. And on the right hand side bottom, we have high risk, low return. Now, if a fund gets plotted towards the left of this scatter plot, we will say that they have higher level of risk. In consideration, if the scheme gets plotted towards the left, we will say they will have a lower level of risk. And in a similar way, if a scheme gets plotted onto this upper side of y-axis, we would say that they have high level of return. Rather, if it gets plotted towards this lower end of the y-axis, we will say that they have a lower level of return. Now, if we try and read it for 2 or 3 funds onto this scatter plot, let's say I try to read it for quant small cap, which happens to be at the top right hand side. So you can see it is taking in a risk of 19% and is generating a return of 29%. And hence, it happens to be in this quadrant of high risk, high return. Now, this is a relative plotting that we are showing. Now, what do I mean by relative plotting is we are plotting the position of each fund respective to the other funds that have brought to this compare section. That is to say that quant's plotting in this high risk, high return is relative to its position to the other 16 odd funds that are there in the compare section. Now, the moment I change the time period, or let's say I bring in some other fund, this plotting will change altogether as well. Hence, we call this plotting to be relative, which says that each fund's position is relative to the other fund's position and movement. Now, let's say if you try and want a replacement for Aditya Birla, which is taking in a moderate level of risk, however, is generating a lower level of return, you can just go on top and you can locate that there are these three or four funds which are taking or having the same level of risk but are able to generate a higher level of return than Aditya. So you can see with a risk of 16, Nippon India is able to generate a return of 27%. For that matter, Invesco and Bandhan are able to generate a return of 26. Now, if you wish to, let's say, find an alternate for this fund, you can anytime go forward with these funds that you see on top, wherein they are say taking in the same level of risk as Aditya. However, they are indeed generating higher return than the fund. Now, as I mentioned, this is respective for the time horizon that you input. The moment you change the time horizon, these plotting as well changes. And you anytime have an option to generate an Excel for the same. This will have three columns in total. The first column will be the name of the fund. Following that, you get to see the risk and returns in the columnar view. So that is it for the topic related webinar. If anyone has any questions, topic related questions, you can either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box. If there is something which is not related to the topic, any query which is not related to the topic, I would request you to drop in your contact number in the chat box and our team will be reaching out to you shortly.
हेलो मैम।
Yes.
मैम मेरा एक ये क्वेश्चन है, जब हम रोलिंग रिटर्न चेक करते हैं तो हमें उसका एवरेज में ही देख के जज करना चाहिए, उसका हाई और लो भी देख के जज करना चाहिए?
आई मीन एवरेज में हाई एंड लो भी इंक्लूडेड होता है, राइट? बिकॉज हाई एंड लो इस टाइम ड्यूरेशन में हम डिटरमाइन करते हैं। तो
हम्म।
हाई एंड लो भी जब आप एवरेज देखोगे उसमें वो एक पार्ट रहता है। हाउएवर वो देखना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, हाई से ज़्यादा लो देखना विल बी मच मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट आई वुड से, बिकॉज वो आपको बताता है कि वो कितना ज़्यादा गिरा होगा हिस्टोरिकली स्पीकिंग।
ओके, मतलब कि निपॉन स्मॉल कैप का एवरेज टर्न 29.86 आ रहा है।
हम्म।
ठीक है। हाई उसका 48% गया होगा, लो
हम्म।
उसका 21% लो गया होगा।
हम्म। करेक्ट।
जो जो उसका रेंज अबाउट है वो 27 पे रहा होगा।
हाँ, करेक्ट।
ठीक है। तो ठीक है, तो ये सारा कुछ ही देखना जरूरी है। और मैम जो
यस।
वॉल्यूम है इसका क्या सीन होता है?
ये वॉल्यूम नहीं है, ये वॉलेटिलिटी है। मतलब ये
वॉल्टिलिटी।
बता रहा है कि ये रिटर्न्स, रोलिंग रिटर्न्स कितने ज्यादा वॉलेटाइल है।
ओके। तो
तो
हमें फिर कौन सा, मतलब कि कैसे जज करना चाहिए?
नहीं, अभी जैसे देखिए, जैसे मैंने रोलिंग विंडो बढ़ा दिया, मैंने होल्डिंग पीरियड ज्यादा कर दिया, तो इसका वॉलेटिलिटी भी दैट वे कम हो गया है। तो वॉलेटिलिटी द मोर आप होल्ड करते हो एक स्कीम को, वॉलेटिलिटी कम होता है, वो आप यहाँ पे देख पाते हो। एंड जैसे मैंने ये पॉजिटिव परसेंटेज पे भी वही हाईलाइट किया था। अब
ठीक
देखिए
है।
आप, इनका सबका 100 ही है पॉजिटिव परसेंटेज।
ठीक है।
क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा रोलिंग विंडो ज्यादा है।
ठीक है।
इसीलिए, क्योंकि म्यूचुअल फंड्स के लिए हम वही बोलते हैं, राइट? आप जितना ज़्यादा इन्वेस्ट करोगे, आपका नेगेटिव रिटर्न या लोअर रिटर्न कम रहेगा। वो
ओके।
आप यहाँ पे देख पाओगे, पॉजिटिव परसेंटेज में आप देख सकते हो, लो में देख सकते हो, आप वॉलेटिलिटी में देख सकते हो आप।
तो मैम जो ये रोलिंग विंडो है ये हम कितने ये इसका चेक कर सकते हैं? 720 के आगे 140 भी ले
हाँ,
सकते हैं?
आपको जितना डालना है आप वो डाल सकते हैं, 260 के मल्टीपल्स आप डाल सकते हैं। आपको बस मेक श्योर करना है कि आपका स्टार्ट और एंड डेट का जो रेंज हो वो बराबर हो।
वो
जैसे अगर
बराबर।
आप रोलिंग विंडो 5 साल का डाल रहे हो, आपका स्टार्ट डेट एटलीस्ट 7 या 10 साल का होना चाहिए। 5 साल का रोलिंग विंडो डाल के आपका टाइम होराइजन भी 5 साल का नहीं हो सकता, फिर बहुत कम डेटा पॉइंट्स आपको मिलेंगे।
ओके। यानी कि 7 ईयर्स के डाटे में हम 5 साल का रोलिंग विंडो चेक कर सकते हैं?
हाँ, 7 या 10, मोर देन 5 अगर आपका टाइम पीरियड है और आपका रोलिंग विंडो अगर 5 है, तो वो करेक्ट एनालिसिस आपको देखने मिलेगा। टाइम होराइजन पे भी वो मैटर करता है।
ठीक है मैम, राइट, थैंक यू।
नो प्रॉब्लम।
आ, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है।
यस।
जी, ये हम आप जो डेटा दिखा रहे हैं ये फंड के लेवल पे दिखा रहे हैं, और
करेक्ट।
अगर मैं पोर्टफोलियो लेवल जो क्लाइंट का कैश में अपलोड करके कैश अपलोड करके पोर्टफोलियो में कुछ इंसाइट्स ले सकता हूँ क्या मैं?
यस यस, वो एनी टाइम पॉसिबल है। आज हमारा टॉपिक वो फंड लेवल एनालिसिस,
ओके,
इसीलिए हम
फाइन।
यहाँ पे वो कर रहे थे। मैं क्विकली आपको बता देती हूँ, हमारे पास कैश अपलोडिंग का फीचर भी है। एन
हम्म।
एस डी एल, सी डी एस एल या कैम्स के थ्रू आप हमारे सिस्टम में कैश भी अपलोड कर सकते हैं। इन
ओके।
एडिशन टू दैट आप पोर्टफोलियो भी डिटेल में रन कर सकते हैं। दैट इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल टू डू।
ओके, इसका हाउ टू ऑप्टिमाइज द पोर्टफोलियो, इसके पर जब भी सेशन होगा आई विल अटेंड इट।
श्योर
कुछ
श्योर।
प्लान है सेशंस?
यस, आई मीन वी विल हैव टू प्लान दैट। आप एनी टाइम हमारा
ओके।
यूट्यूब वीडियो एक्सेस कर सकते हो, इसमें जो
ओके।
भी हमने अभी तक कंडक्ट किए हैं
हम्म।
वेबिनार्स वो आपको यहाँ पे मिलेंगे, एंड इस टॉपिक पे भी हमने कंडक्ट किया है।
ओके, आई विल गो
बस,
थ्रू।
या you can just look at the webinar folder or the playlist, and you can just look search for your respective topic from this
ओके,
section as well.
या ओके, थैंक यू।
Yeah, no problem. So there's a question in the chat box. Why do we just have only the start date, not the end date here? So this is a feedback as well that we have received from our users to bring an end date option in the main list. We are working on the same. Currently, we have an option to just input the start date. The end date feature at the moment is not there in the main list. As I mentioned, we are working on the same. Any more questions? Please let us know.
हेलो। हेलो।
Yes,
या आई एम ऑडिबल?
yes, I can hear you.
या आई जस्ट वांटेड टू नो can we have all MF schemes data with their information ratios?
I mean, yes, you can bring the MFs right here, but at the same time, you can just add one benchmark, right? So information ratio is anytime available right here. But in the relative returns, when you add a benchmark, you can just add one benchmark at a time. So then you will have to take, let's say, something like a Nifty 50 if you want it across all the schemes for equity as a asset class, let's say.
Okay.
If not, you can just sort it on a category level as well. Just load in the category and then you can just add in your mark, respective category benchmark.
Okay. So there is no single click report that I can download and I get the information ratio.
No. So the report in terms of that, we have daily NAV report. However, this feature, information ratio, does not come up in that. That could be downloaded from this compare section. We have an Excel download feature.
Okay. Clear. Yes, thank you.
No problem. Any more questions? Please let us know.
हेलो।
Yes.
हेलो, इंडेक्स का डेटा जिस टाइम से फंड लॉन्च हुआ है तब तक क्यों है? मतलब सिंस निफ्टी में तो पूरा डेटा अवेलेबल है पहले से, सिंस 2005,
आप कौन से बेंचमार्क की बात कर रहे हैं 5
लाइक
ईयर की?
माइक्रो कैप फॉर एग्जांपल, माइक्रो कैप इंडेक्स 250। हाँ,
इसका 20 ईयर्स का डेटा
नहीं,
है।
अगर रोलिंग रिटर्न कैलकुलेट करने जाए तो
हाँ,
शायद 2021 से ही कैलकुलेट होता है, उससे पहले नहीं होता।
यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्टार्ट डेट।
स्टार्ट डेट, यस।
हाँ, तो दैट इज स्पेसिफिकली बिकॉज इन योर लिस्ट ऑफ स्कीम्स देयर विल बी वन यंगर फंड हुज स्टार्ट डेट इज इन द ईयर 2021। अब जैसे देखिए, ये मुझे हार्ड स्टॉप यहाँ पे स्टॉप कर रहा है एज ऑन 25 फेब 2020।
माइक्रो कैप 250 इंडेक्स ऐड करिए ना प्लीज।
हाँ, इट्स ऑलरेडी देयर एडेड।
Then change the start date to 2010.
Please try to understand if there is a younger fund, that younger fund, the start date will take the younger fund first.
नहीं, सिर्फ वही पर्टिकुलर फंड का भी निकालेंगे तो भी नहीं आएगा। रीजन में कि उसका फंड लॉन्च नहीं हुआ था तब।
No, it is there anytime. The benchmark data is there.
नहीं, देखिए स्मॉल कैप 250 का डेटा अवेलेबल नहीं है, डैश डैश है वो।
You're talking about micro cap और small cap, वो नहीं समझ
माइक्रो
आया।
कैप एज वेल एज स्मॉल कैप, एनी इंडेक्स।
म- ठीक है, माइक्रो कैप का डेटा एनीवेज अवेलेबल है, यहाँ पे आपको देखने मिल रहा है। स्मॉल कैप का विल हैव टू चेक वंस।
माइक्रो कैप का कहाँ पे है?
यहाँ पे
देखिए,
आपको लास्ट में देखने मिल रहा है निफ्टी माइक्रो कैप 250।
एक मिनट। हाँ, तो मैं ट्राई कर, एक मिनट ना, मेरे को ट्राई करने दो।
आप एक काम कर सकते हो, आप आपका चैट बॉक्स पे नंबर डाल दीजिए, आवर टीम कैन रीच आउट टू यू देन,
ओके,
सो वी कैन टेक इट सेपरेटली इन दैट केस,
ठीक है, ठीक
अगर
है।
कुछ क्वेरी है तो। Any more questions? Please let us know.
Uh, yeah, hi. I have a question regarding, the in the compare section. Could you just go over that start date while comparing the category with the benchmark?
This start date in the returns column specifically?
Not the returns column.
Relative
Like,
returns.
yeah, the relative returns. The start date here, yeah, this
Huh.
one.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, by default, it will hard stop you at the age of the youngest scheme that is there in this list. Now,
Oh,
if I
okay,
just
okay.
sort it basis the age, you can see there's this Bandhan small cap, which was 5.7 years old. Hence, it
Mhm.
is not allowing me to go beyond this 25th Feb 2020.
Okay,
Now,
okay,
let's say you want to go beyond it, you have an option to delete this younger fund, and then it will
okay,
allow you to go beyond it.
okay.
You see, it has gotten changed.
Yeah. Okay, and can you just move over to that pink section where the up capture,
Capture,
down
yeah.
capture ratio? How do we interpret that here? I mean, like,
Yes. So if at all, let's say up capture, we say the higher the better, more than 100 the
yeah,
better.
right,
So
right,
now, if let's say we say that the benchmark is moving up by 100, the fund is moving up just by 81.
right.
So when
Okay,
the
okay,
markets were up, this fund, Canara Robeco, was not able to catch up with the benchmark.
okay, great, great, great. That's fine. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
sure, no problem.
हेलो।
Yes.
हाँ, तो वो स्मॉल कैप का डेटा 2016 से क्यों है? व्हाई नॉट सिंस 2005 और एनीथिंग बिलो?
Yes, वो जैसे मैंने बोला, we'll have to check that and we can just reach out to you for the same. आप बस आपका नंबर ड्रॉप कर दीजिए, we'll have to check that internally once.
नहीं, मैंने एक बार कॉल किया था, उन्होंने बोला सिंस द फंड हैज बीन लॉन्च द डेटा इज अवेलेबल सिंस व्हेन द फंड इज लॉन्च।
Yes, वही मैंने बोला, I'll have to check that, then I can get back to you if that is fine.
ओके।
So if you don't have any more questions, you can close it for the day.
Okay, sir. Thank you all for joining in. You can anytime visit our YouTube page. We have a dedicated playlist for all the webinars that have been conducted up until now. Today's webinar will also be uploaded by next week. Thank you all for joining in. Hope to see you again next week with a new topic. Thank you.